What's up, everyone? This is for the residential homeowners, anyone that's got a portable gasoline engine. This is gonna be about the real truth in regarding fuel stabilizers. Because you hear so many homeowners recommend to other homeowners when they say, you know, how do I store this unit? How do I stop it from clogging or whatever? They say, oh, put fuel stabilizer in it. Unfortunately, that's not the answer. And when I think about it, come here. When I think about it, it very well could be, it could work, but people don't follow the directions. And let me explain what I mean by that. Come on. So fuel stabilizer is basically some additives you would put into the gasoline fuel tank, and it basically prevents condensation and water forming, which is what causes the buildup of varnish and that substance that clogs your carburetors. Many times, customers just will buy the fuel stabilizer. If they're lucky, they'll get the measurement correct and put the right amount in. I've had multiple customers go buy a little bottle of fuel stabilizer. And, Benji, can you stop? And even though it's a little bottle, it that little bottle is supposed to be enough for, like, you know, for example, 50 gallons of fuel. But people don't read the directions. So anyways, let's say you put the right amount in the fuel tank. There's a very, very important instruction that people don't do. The instruction is add the fuel stabilizer, run the unit after you add the stabilizer. Let's break that down and figure out why that's so important. Think about it. You buy some stabilizer, you add it to the tank. Most of the time, the customers are like, okay, cool, I did the extra part. I went above and beyond and made sure that I won't have any issues. But they didn't run the unit. So what does that mean? Well, the fuel in the fuel tank will have the stabilizer in it. Guess what doesn't have the stabilizer in it? The fuel that's in the carburetor that clogs the carburetor. The most important part. The carburetor is what gets clogged. That is 100% what will cause the engine to not run when it sits. So, do you guys see how important that is? When you get stabilizer and you add it to your generator, you know, whatever, if you don't run the unit and make sure that it's mixed in, but if you don't run that unit, there is no stabilizer where it needs to be to prevent the unit from getting clogged, to prevent the gas from breaking down and clogging the carburetor. So there's a little secret. So basically what I recommend step by step is buy the fuel stabilizer. I would make sure your fuel tank, if you're going this route, I don't recommend this. Every situation is different though. For homeowners that have a portable generator, that in Florida specifically, hurricane season is, you know, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, plus or minus a month or two, dependent on the actual start of hurricane season. I'm just talking about customers actually calling me to start making sure their generators are good for hurricane season. So make sure your fuel tank is filled up as much as possible. That prevents condensation from forming. There's less surface area on the inside of the fuel tank for condensation to form. So you want it filled up as much as possible. Add the fuel stabilizer, and the amount depends on how many gallons of fuel. So make sure you're adding the right amount for how much fuel you have, how much gasoline you have. Once it's added in, I want you to kind of, since it's a portable on wheels, I want you to kind of rock it back and forth to initiate it to mix in with all of the fuel that is in the fuel tank. Once you rock it back and forth and it's mixed in, go ahead and run the unit for about 10 minutes. You'd be surprised how long the generator will run with the carburetor filled with fuel. It's got to burn that fuel out that's already in the carburetor that does not have fuel stabilizer in it, to then allow the fuel from the tank that has stabilizer in it to refill the carburetor bowl. So again, fill the tank up as much as possible, add your stabilizer, rock the unit back and forth, mix it in, start the unit and run it for like 10 minutes. And as a secondary precaution, turn the fuel valve off while your generator's running and let the generator burn off that fuel in the carburetor completely. That way, you're protecting yourself even more. But when you get fuel stabilizer and you just add it into the tank gasoline, but that's all you do, that's why a lot of the times people are like, well, I added stabilizer in it still clogged my unit. Well, that's why. Because you didn't add it and mix it and allow it to fill up the carburetor, which has non-stabilized fuel in it. So hopefully this helps. If you have any questions, let me know, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.